Right, after finding a good center, now I'm ready to drill the hole. Usually I will make the top a little bit flat. Brace my arms together using this part here. You can do that too. Make the top flat. And then I usually use my thumb to drill the initial opening. You can either use one thumb to drill on the right thumb do the drilling, and the left hand is kind of supporting it. Okay, or you can use your both thumb and leverage it. But when you're drilling, make sure your hand is resting on the outside of the clay. Okay, so make a small cup, small bowl, a small indentation here, and then I'm going to drill deeper. Okay, and for drilling deeper, I'm going to use my left hand. Okay, left fingertip, and when I'm drilling it, make sure you don't want to curve the finger too much. Okay, you don't want to do that. You want to form your finger naturally and using the pad of your fingertips. Okay, the pads, and then a push. Okay, push down. So this is my left hand. Okay, drill it down, straight down from the center. Okay, that's the left hand. But now my arm is not bracing anywhere, so it's kind of loose. So you might lose your center when you're drilling if you don't brace it. So this is what I do. Place my right hand here, touch up on the outside, and rest my arm right on the splash pan. If you don't have a splash pan, or if your splash pan is not very sturdy, you can rest on your laps. Okay. All right. This is the right hand, and this fingertip could kind of control. Okay. Touch up the clay there. And then brace my left hand on my right hand, and then drill. You don't want to open it yet until you reach the right thickness. Okay, keep on going until you got to, I would say, between 1/4 inch or and 3/8 of an inch, depending on how thick, how tall you're gonna give your foot. If you are not sure, you could get a needle tool and check it. So bring your needle tool and then just poke a hole right there on all the way to the wheel head or to the bed, and then put your finger there to measure it. Okay, so that's about right. Okay, usually I leave my clay about this, little bit more than 1/4 inch. All right, once I reach to the right thickness, then I'm going to spread out the base by just moving my fingertip sideways toward my right hand. Okay. And again, the right hand is still compressing the wall here. Even put the thumb here on the top, so you don't squeeze too much on your rim, and then moving the finger sideways. And once you flatten out the base, you can go back and then compressing using the fingertips. You can go back and forth several times. And make sure that you are moving your fingers slowly. Couple times. Now you take care of the base, then you're ready to raise up the wall. And usually it might be easier if you making your when you center, make your clay a little bit lower, so it's easier for your hand to go in there and then compress it. Right, now little bit indentation here, and then you see that I put a little bit indentation here, so I am actually going to grab the clay from there and then raise it up. Okay, so that's the opening process. And let me show you the raising. Especially when you have a small amount of clay, it should be easy. Okay, people do this or do that as long as you feel comfortable. But since my clay is small, I'm just going to use my thumb and the finger inside and just grab the clay and lift it up. But by doing so, my hands still are not very stable, so I'm going to use my right hand to support it. Pinch there and then support it. Okay. And slowly let go and compress. Slippery. Each time before you touch up the clay, make sure the clay is slippery everywhere. Okay, one more time. Start from there. So I'm just going to show you what my left hand do without my right hand to support it. But you don't want to try this by yourself. Try to stabilize your hand always. Okay. Pinch and then lift. Okay, so one hand, as long as your hand is very stable, you can see that each ring, the distance, it's even. Okay, so when you're moving, the forward rotation, you move up a little bit, forward rotation, you move up a little bit. Be consistent speed, okay? Not even the speed of the wheel, but also the moving hand, okay? Your hand moving speed. All right, so this is the 5 pound of a clay. I'd like to show you 2 different ways of opening. And first, center. Right, once you have center, you want to make sure the top is a little bit flat. And then start to open. So I usually use my right thumb and then a left thumb to support it, to drill a little opening there. And then left hand again, okay, straight up, straight down, and brace my hands together, my fingers together. it all the way. And check the thickness by poking a hole using the needle tool. Okay, so that's the right thickness. And now the inside is kind of like a V shape. So if you are throwing a cylinder, you don't want to have a V shape inside. So now I'm going to bring my finger sideways, moving my finger sideways, fingertip sideways. And make the base flat. And even a little bit of indentation there. Okay, so move sideways and then put the fingertip and making a little bit indentation. So this is high opening, okay, high opening, making indentation. Right, so this is one way to open it. Straight down to the right thickness and then move out, okay, sideways and make an indentation. Then we cut it open. So that's the opening. So go straight down, okay, straight down, and then move sideways and little indentation. And then later on, I'm going to just lift the wall. Lift the wall from the indentation and then move it up. Okay, so that's one way of opening. Let me show you other way to open it. All right, so I quickly reclaim my clay, re-wedge my clay, and then I want to show you the second way of opening. So first, again, center the clay. Make sure you have a very good centered. And then I am going to push the clay a bit lower. Okay, my first one is a little bit taller. And the second one is lower, right? And then the same way, using the thumb to make a small cut. And then drill it down. And check the thickness again. Right, so that's about right. Then now I'm going to spray the clay wider using my left hand. If your left hand is not strong enough, can use both hands, and then just pinch and move the clay toward the side. And that the advantage of opening it wider is that you will be able to take care of the base because it's wider, so your both hand can go inside and compress the base. Even you could use a wooden rib to do that. Because the base is wider, so you will be able to do that just using the wooden rib. Alright, once you take care of the base, now you want to color in. Okay, color this hand, and then the right fingertip. Move the clay toward the center. And move your finger up, move your fingers up. The base is still wide, and you don't need to have such a wide base. So the fingertips, the right fingertips, bring the clay and move it in, okay, toward the center again. The left hand is helping it. And then move it up slowly. Compress the rim. So again, it's a similar shape like my first one, the opening. Okay, it's a little bit taller now, and the base is narrow, so that you will be able to lift up your wall from this point up. So that's the second way, and there's a little indentation. Let me cut it open so you will see. It's similar to the first method. See that's the inside look. After you color in, there's still in the little indentation there, and you are going to lift the wall from there. Okay, I will show the lifting method. Okay, several ways to lift your wall, but today I'm just focusing on how I open the hole. Two different ways of opening. Right, so see you next time.